Hello, BookTube. I've got a Tuesday MegaStuff video for you here. Sorry for the slightly more disheveled than usual look. Sorry for the casual Friday T-shirt look. There's quite a bit of activity going on here at Hyde Cottage, and I have to say, although I don't think I'm going to get any sympathy from the likes of you, that temporarily not having access to unpaid muscular young labor is extremely tiresome. I know that the rest of you probably do all sorts of house cleaning and house rearranging stuff without benefit of unpaid muscular teenager slave labor. And you're probably going to tell me to suck it up. But nevertheless, I'm a delicate little daffodil, and I have had such slave labor for many, many years. Not having it and having things to move from place to place is a little bit on the annoying side, especially when I've got a flotilla of doctors telling me not to move anything at all. So there's dust in the air here, and there's stuff moving all around, and that is causing not only a decrease in videos, but also an increase in in dishevelment. I imagine more of you care about the decrease in videos, and I do too, because I value these conversations that we have every day as much as you do, if not more. And nature has ordained that there should be 5 of them in a day, or 4. Instead, I'm lucky if I can do 2 before I start to feel nervous about all the stuff that's not getting done. And that's just the moving around stuff. Keep in mind, there's all the sitting around stuff that also has to be done. I have a huge wodge of sitting around work, keyboard work, that needs to be done every day. No ifs, ands, or buts. No moving that. So somehow time needs to be found, and of course there's no daylight. There's no daylight at all. At 3 in the afternoon, the daylight starts to say bye. So that a preliminary apology. We don't have much to do in the way of a MegaStuff video. Earlier today, I took out and did an exhaustive examination of all of my technology. Oh my God. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I finally decided, don't put it off and don't do it piecemeal. Instead, lay out every single device that you have, then go into that big snake's coil of power cords and adapters, sort it all out, piece them all out, try them on every device, and pair every single device with its own power cord. But I don't have much to report otherwise. NaNoWriMo is going swimmingly, absolutely swimmingly. I am pantsing it this year, and I'm having a blast. I am toying at the strong behest of one of you. One of you just has, you know who you are. I'm sure you're watching now. You have not let up, in your own kind way. One of you has not let up on the idea of me doing a live stream every week. One of you has been on me. I've given all the usual hand-waving objections. I've said, would anybody bother to come? They said, you get hundreds of questions every single time you go up by 100 subscribers. I think people would come, especially if you announce it ahead of time. I said, well, can I handle the technology? And this person rather indelicately said, look in your YouTube feed. I said, okay. And I said, look at the people, some of whom have regular live streams. I said, okay. I said, they can figure it out and you can't? And I went, oh, all right, okay, that's a fairly good point. So there's that on maybe looming on the horizon is a live stream once a week. This person is, I'm sure you're watching. I've been very flattered by the persistence. This person has laid out exactly how it could happen. Just write out a list of talking points to get things going and to revert to if things start to hit a doldrum. Learn the technology of how to boot people from the chat, how to silence them or put them in timeout or whatever it is. Apparently there are all sorts of different ways to do it, and this friend of mine was saying what a moment's reflection led me to believe as well, which is that given the nature of this channel, I would get people who would just show up to make trouble and would need to be booted off immediately. Otherwise they would make a bad experience for everybody else. All this kind of stuff. Certainly all the live streams that I manage to join in on, I don't ever, when people make reminders, when they set reminders, set your clock and all that sort of stuff, I don't enable notifications on any of my technology, and neither should you. I don't allow my technology to talk to me. It takes up enough of my time as it is. I don't allow it to nag at me. And you shouldn't either, because you become a slave of those things, those sounds, and they become habit forming. And because I don't set that kind of thing because I don't allow any of my devices to give me notifications. I don't ever remember when people's I have to stumble upon a live stream. I have to finish a piece of Deadline prose and say, well, okay, time for 20 minutes of YouTube. And I go over to YouTube and I see in my subscription feed live now, and I just click on that. I have to do that, basically. But every time I've done that, I've enjoyed the heck out of it. So maybe I would enjoy doing it as well. We shall see. But mainly, the main thing here is mail for this MegaStuff video. It won't be long, no more than 10 minutes. We have 2 boxes, one small and one huge. And the huge one is so big that it leads me to think, I mean, it says Amazon on it, so it leads me to think that one of you has been naughty. Those of you who are brand new to the channel won't know what I'm talking about. There was a flurry this year of people sending me things. It was especially pronounced when lockdown really started for the first time back in the early spring. I had to be very, very stern because it's supposed to go the other way. I haven't gone back to that. I haven't gone back to regularly mailing things at the post office. That still feels utterly, surreally risky, even though I imagine it's not. But one way or another, a big box leads me to think that one of you heard me mention something on one of these videos and thought, oh, I should give that to him. So, but anyway, the first box is definitely not that. The first box is from a publisher. So let's take a look at what we have here. Ooh, gross. I touched an invoice. What have we got here? Okay. Oh, fantastic. Okay, I don't have a pub sheet for this, but that's okay. This is from Europa Compass. Europa Editions does an imprint of travel writing. So good. The ones that I've seen, so good. And this is one of those in hardcover. This is Carlo and Renzo Piano, Atlantis, A Journey in Search of Beauty, from Europa Compass. Very nice. Very nice. So let's see what we have here. Told through conversation. Oh, we've seen this already. We saw the advance of this, I think. Told through conversations captured over the course of a long journey, Atlantis is a travel log, a meditation on form and function, a look at what inspires today's most famous architect, and a moving portrait of a son's relationship to his famous father. Yes, we've seen this already. I didn't know it was such a pretty hardcover. That's great. Renzo Piano's projects include the new Whitney Museum, the Pompidou Center, the New York Times building, and a new Academy Museum of Motion Pictures, and many more of the world's most famous contemporary buildings. One late summer day, Piano set sail from Genoa in search of Atlantis, the perfect city built for the perfect society. Piano is accompanied on this life-changing journey by his son Carlo, a well-regarded journalist. Over the course of their voyage, their talks are as entertaining as they are erudite and illuminating. With irreverence and humor, father and son discuss such matters as their complicated relationship, the meaning of travel, architecture, urban design, and the secret life of all forms. And I don't think I read the advance copy of this, so it's not ringing a bell. I know that we've seen it before, and I know that when we saw the advance copy, I commented just a bit that the literal object of this voyage is total insanity, since Plato made up Atlantis. It is a literary invention. There was no such place. He made it up. He invented it, the same way that Thomas More invented Utopia. He made it up. There was not such a place. The one worry that I have about this book, that's only from the dust jacket description, so it might not be an active worry. The one worry that I have, I'll read this tonight, but the one worry that I have is that it'll be mostly heavy on the woo-woo philosophical discussions between father and son, and light on the sailing details, which I'm going to want. I don't care about their search for Atlantis, and I don't so much care about them talking about the meaning of form and function as father and son tipsy on the night watch. I'm mainly interested in their vessel and their sailing routes, so we'll see how much of that I get. So that is the smaller box. Then we have a larger box. And how are we going to open this? Well, I guess we'll just tear it apart. Bean, this box is way too big. It's way too big, Bean. Jeez. It's way too big. You could fit inside this. There's a box inside the box. Oh no, this isn't from one of you at all. Oh. This isn't for one of you at all. Here, baby, I'm going to put this on the floor. There we go. Oh my. Oh, goodness gracious. This is something that I ordered on Amazon. I completely forgot about it. I had no idea it would get here this quick. Boy, that was fast. That was just a day. Oh, this must be Amazon Prime. I bought Amazon Prime a while ago. I just paid the money and forgot about it, and have benefited from it immensely ever since. It is well worth the money if you spend as much time and money on ordering things as I do. This is my rice cooker. This is my Black & Decker rice cooker. Oh, how wonderful. I've been thinking about this, and when I realized, I was thinking, oh, here's a nice big instruction manual. That's fantastic. Oh. Okay, the instruction manual is 90% just translations into many other languages. But it will still tell me a lot of what I need to know, because I am a total neophyte when it comes to this sort of thing. And I was originally sort of skeptical of getting a rice cooker until I saw that they were dirt cheap. That I could try out whether or not this was anything that I would ever be able to do for $15. So I did that. I ordered a $15 one. And that is what we have here. Okay, so what have we got here? I get a spoon, a rice spoon. I get a measuring cup, the all-important measuring cup. You get the strainer. This sits on top of the bowl inside the rice cooker in case you want to strain, in case you want to steam vegetables. Then you get... Hey, baby, what you doing? Oh, I don't think you're going to enjoy this at all. Then you get the bowl itself, and there you can see the measuring locations. Those are the measuring gradients for the amount of water that you're going to add to your rice. And then the cooker itself. Oh my. Look at this. There you go. See? So there you go. So what you do, let's leave the strainer out for the minute. What you do, you put your cooking pot right in there. You measure out your rice, pour it in. You measure out your water and pour it in. Stir it a little. Then ideally you take this pot out with the rice in it and wash it. Wash the rice. Pour some water in there and then drain it all out so that your rice is nice and clean. Then you put it in there. You put the lid on and you use your controls. You just flick that down. You plug it in and you flick that down. And it cooks. And then when it's done cooking, it shifts immediately from cook to warm. So your rice just isn't getting cold if you forget about it. It's sitting there staying warm. And then you're done. And then you're done. I got a small one of these, although this doesn't look particularly small. It looks like that would be a whole meal. I got a small one of these that I will try out. I will try this out. I will see if it answers any kind of need of mine. A number of people that I talked to about these were telling me that they use it every day, that they love it, that they wouldn't do without it, and that's the kind of testimony that I really like. that is the kind of testimony that means a lot to me. And this another nice little bit of this thing is that the cover has this thing, those flanges right there, which means you can just rest it. When you're dealing with the food that's in the bowl, you can just rest the cover on the handle. That's very nice. Okay. All right. Well, I have some reading to do then about a search for Atlantis and about cooking rice in a rice cooker. So there you go. That is your MegaStuff video for today. Oh my. Another thing added to the list of things. There isn't enough time in the day. Even for me, there isn't enough time in the day. So now I have something to learn as well as things to move and things to write and things to rip apart. But I'm going to get back to doing all of that. It was wonderful talking to you. We'll get back to normal bombardment of videos as soon as I possibly can. In the meantime, I hope you're all well, and I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.